perhaps even your grandkids. Now, with that said, to take those 25 years and say, okay, it's been 25 remarkable years. We've all done well. We've all made money. We've all experienced great product results. But we need some younger folks with some fire in their belly, okay, some desire, some willingness to work hard, to do some of the things that maybe as we age down the road, maybe we're not willing to do quite the way we were willing to do them 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. We need somebody like that. Mauricio Domenze, my friend, the owner of Immunotech Research, searched hard and far to find such an individual. And when he first called me about 6 weeks ago, and he said, I think I found the guy. And I said, tell me about him. And he told me about him. And he said, he's 34 years old. I said, that's a plus right there. He's 34 years old. It means he's got nothing to do but raise his family and work hard. I said, that's a plus. And then he said, hey, why don't you meet him? And he connected us, and we met. And I have to tell you, since that time, this young man, and I can call him a young man. I hope he doesn't get insulted by that, but he's young enough to be my son. And I would be proud to have him as a son, by the way. Okay. Sherif Saeed is a good man. He's an honest man. He's a hardworking man. He's committed to his own health. He trains hard. He eats right. He gets up early. He works late. Besides taking great care of his wife and his 2 babies, every other thought that goes into this guy's head is about you, about your future, about your legacy, and how he can help you to continue the legacy that we started and make it better for these next 25 years. So please listen and welcome somebody who's going to paradigm shift us to the next level. And that's my friend and soon to be your friend, Mr. Sherif Saeed. Sherif, how are you?
I am more than well, John, and thank you so much. I am overwhelmed with gratitude, with an extreme amount of humbleness. I am almost even lost of words, but everybody, I just can't say enough of how thankful I am to be here at Immunotech. I'm thankful to be able to be a part of this event. John, thank you for your trust to be a speaker at this event. And I actually learned something very early in my career in direct sales that I need to learn how to not take myself seriously, but take the role and the responsibility and of leadership very seriously. And the reason why is because we're often in a situation where we're representing all of you that we call it consultants, but the truth is that you're family members here at Immunotech. You're really the engine of Immunotech, because if at any time we do something, say something, misrepresent you, your family, your reputation, we could have a profound impact on your ability or inability to meet your purpose in life. As I watch Foster show pictures about how he is giving to communities in a way that is impacting generations to come. Those are the things and the memories in my mind that I remember. That do I want to have fun? Yes. But will I take this opportunity seriously? Absolutely. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me here. And by the way, the event itself could have only been better if it was live. I am blown away by the amount of talent, care, dedication, creativity that so many leaders that just spoke in front of me have. Knowledge, education. It's overwhelming for someone like me. I'm extremely humbled. Everybody from you that have spoken to the ones that I'm going to meet in the future, to the team at Immunotech with Dr. Gutman, with Alberto, Sarah, Linda, Edith, JC, so many others that are a part of the home office. I don't like to call us the corporate office. We're the home office. I can't be blessed with a better team. So many team members of mine, by the way, have much more experience in years than me. How humble can I actually be? How thankful can I be? But what I heard on this event is by far some of the best or probably the best event. As I said, the only thing that could have made this event better is if it was in person. I hope that you have enough in your head, because that's where my head is right now. I have a lot in my head to think about. I have a lot in my heart to think about. I took tons of notes. Thank you, John, for reminding us that you cannot leave your greater future up to your memory. Write things down. Write things down so that you can remember it and apply it in places in your life. And so I seriously did that. I want to share a little bit of the things that I remember, and that is I want to dedicate myself to remembering that I got to employ myself. I got to learn who Sherif number 1 and number 2 is. I love the journey that Jim Spencer took us down when he's talking about how what is possible with being able to have glutathione known as immunical, immunical, also thinking of glutathione. See how I just accidentally, my brain merged them together, immunocalathione, whatever I just said. But the purpose is that he walked us through a masterful way of showing how what is possible for the future here at Immunotech, especially with the product Immunical. Doug LeClaire, as I mentioned, Foster as well, being a part of us for 20 years or more, being paid every single month, remind us that what we're doing here is about people. Doug said that, as I can quote him, he said that he was reminded that it is people over profit. And I quote, he said, see the people, number 2, see the people, and number 3, yes, you guessed it, see the people. I also remember, like Dr. Tracy, even today, was absolutely remarkable. It was the most realist leadership training that I've heard in a very long time, that addresses what the difference is in today's world between the generations maybe before you did, your generation or the generations after you. I'm with Dr. Tracy. I was raised by my father, who was and my mother, who was they came here with $1 in a suitcase, American Dream story. When I say here, I mean to the United States, because of the free enterprise dream, the dream to be able to reach more, do more, earn more, become more, and have more for their kids that they could have never had where they came from. So I have a deep, deep appreciation for the free enterprise system and what that can do for us, our communities, our family. Like I said, Paul Blanchard, everybody that I heard, Dr. Gutman, Dr. Nancy, I'm overwhelmed with so much thought-provoking ideas, insights, thankfulness. So here's what I want to share. I want to share quickly a little bit about how I see or what I've seen since I've been here at Immunotech, and what I believe is going to be our future together through the next 25 years. And I want to emphasize together, because as a mentor told me, that one of us needs each of us and each of us needs all of us. And that's something that I deeply, deeply believe in. And as I get a little bit older, as you said my age, John, yes, I'm 34, but I've had some amazing mentors in my life, starting with my father. And I hope that as you get to know me and I get to know you, that you will see that so much of my insights and my learnings come from my father. My father's been everything to me in my life. And he was a single father of 5 kids. Him and my mother moved here when they were just 29 years old. Unfortunately, I was 22 years old. I was the youngest of the 5 when we lost our mother. And that hits me a different way today, because my youngest today right now is 22 months. And I see a lot of life going by as I go down this journey of fatherhood. I start to learn more about how incredible this life journey is and can be and will be as we raise up new leaders. And that will be a focus for us as we move forward. But as my dad's story goes, he moved here from Egypt with my mother, but it was my mother's dream to always become American. It was not my dad's dream. My dad was a soccer player for the national team of Egypt. He was known as the man in Egypt. He was a professor at the American School of Cairo. He had it made for himself. So he said, you know what, there's not much more that I would want for myself. I have it all. But the first learning, or the lesson that I learned from that, is that I think correlates with all of us, especially at Immunotech, as we're building our own dreams towards our own purpose, is that sometimes, especially new people that start this business, you don't necessarily know exactly what this business is going to be for you. And sometimes you have to maybe believe in the purpose or the greater cause of the person that introduced you to Immunotech. My dad had to believe in the bigger cause, the purpose of his wife, my mother, of what another country could be. Why would you want to sacrifice, go across an ocean to a place where you know nobody? Why would you want to sacrifice all of that in your life? And my dad had to believe in what my mother's vision was. It was my mother who was the one that wanted to come here, and he believed in that, and so he made it. And through that journey, when they landed in Minnesota, my dad got his first job in the basement restaurant hotel in downtown Minneapolis, and at a Sheraton, there was an Italian restaurant. He was the dish boy and the busser. And I asked my dad 2 years ago, as I was remembering this story he told me, I said, how did it feel to go from soccer player, professor, which are very profound professions in Egypt, to the dish boy and the busser at the back of a restaurant, basement hotel restaurant? And I remember my dad, who was probably one of the most humble people I've ever met in my life, say to me, like, brush it off, you know what? It was one of the greatest experiences. And he would tell me stories that were, if you heard, you would be belly laughing. And my dad made a career out of the restaurant industry. And I said, so what happened? And did you want to become into the restaurant? He said, no, as I got sponsored, that was the job that I was assigned. But he said there was one night when I was watching the cooks cook. And he said, I fell romantically in love with the restaurant industry at that moment because I became romantically loved with what cooking can do for other people. My dad never wanted to be a cook before then. And as I study top-level leaders here in this industry, whether they say this or not, my dad has a very unique way of speaking. I find out that people fall romantically in love in what we do in our industry. And that is sometimes the difference between who's successful and who's not in our industry. When I say romantically in love, again, I'm quoting my dad because that's the way he speaks. But the purpose of that is that he wanted to know everything about that profession. He wanted to see everything before it got to the kitchen, to the moment that it hit the table, and that person that tried it for the very first bite. He was in love with all of that. And I think about what I've heard from Paul Blanchard, I heard from other people on these last 2 days. I'm reminded that we are all not a finished product. All of us have work. All of us are in our journey of growth. And when we pay attention to the details, especially when a person that comes to your organization, you sign them up for the very first day, you have set or established the standards of what you're willing to do or not do, or how you want to represent this product and how you don't want to represent this product, because everybody here is a volunteer army, as we heard already. You fall in love with the ability to grow that person into what will be a leader. And a leader doesn't mean a dollar amount. A leader means that they are serving other people, lifting other people up, dedicated to their craft, and helping other people as well. And I saw that through my dad and his story. And I'm reminded that although I don't have the same maybe way into this industry as each and every single one of you, which I respect so much, I have a lot of similarities that I revert back to my dad. And I am reminded that we all can fall back in love like a kid or a young adult, if you will, if that's what John wants to call me, into what we're doing here, because it is a bigger cause. Yes, we have a product that is going to change people's lives and have already changed people's lives. And we are in a race to see how many more lives we can change in this country, in Canada, in the world. And that's not an easy task for us to do. We'll definitely do it together, and we definitely have a lot of work to do. But that is the challenge, but that's also the fun part of this. That's the process is always going to be the part that we always enjoyed the most. And we have an amazing team that's going to allow us to do that together. And we have a dedicated team that's always going to support you through that journey as well. Again, as I say so many times, what I can't wait to do is to get to meet every single one of you, get to know who you are, get to understand exactly what motivates you and how can we partner together with this company to impact more and more lives as we go. I definitely don't want to make any promises to anybody here today, but I do recognize that we are in our 25th year anniversary, and that is absolutely spectacular. There's a lot of things to be excited about because of this. Normally in business, you're going to find your largest growth from a percentage perspective in your first 7 years in business. You normally don't find it 23, 24, 25 years into business. We know that there have been things that have just started to help people realize that, health and wellness is not about only weight loss. Supplements is not only about weight loss. It's also not about body image either. It's much more holistic than that, than ever before. You start seeing the growth of Immunotech, you can track it about 4 years ago, as not only just the pandemic has turned our attention to that. I believe that Immunotech, specifically Immunical, has already softened the market as I start to see and understand people knowing what glutathione is. It's an incredible thing to witness as a new person like me, the work that all of you have done that I don't know that you realize you've done. Dr. Gutman was just talking about this, that it's because of the work that you all have done, the work of Dr. Gutman, the work of Dr. Munoz and other amazing scientists, that other people are starting to copyright. Other people are trying to create a new company based on the work that you've done already. It's not easy to understand or say glutathione, but it soon will be. Antioxidant was not either. Maybe 99% of the people can't even spell either one of those words, but it's extremely important. And we're on this journey and we're on a race to make sure that we can be the first because of the work that you all done. And that because it's 25 years in existence, what's going to get us to the next 25 years is going to be you and our customers and our new consultants as we move forward. And so here's a few things. I'm not here to share a plan, but here's a few things that I want you to know that we're going to focus on as we move through the next 25 years. It's not groundbreaking. It's not the newest thing you'll ever heard, but it's something that I want you to know that we're going to stay true to. And that is that number one that we want to work on is growth through new consultants. That is our engine of our business. That's the model that we're in. But here's the goal. The goal of that is a couple of things, but the most important thing is that we want to start working on more than ever before that our consultants are the most well-trained, most well-equipped in today's environment, most professional, can share better, faster than ever before. So you'll see things that roll out even this year that'll allow better tools in your hands to be able to do that. Again, I'm not promising you anything, but it is the work that Alberto, Linda, JC, I'm trying to see who else is on there so I don't miss them, but Edith and Sarah and Linda, we're all working on so that we can provide you that this year, not anytime next year. We want to be able to make sure that none of you are being deselected because of our any sort of irrelevancy that we don't have for you to be successful in the marketplace. But again, with the goal for you to be the most well-trained, well-equipped, most professional consultants this industry has ever seen. We also need to work feverishly on the growth through customers. Customers are extremely important to our business for multiple reasons, but it's extremely important to your business just from a stability and viability perspective. Customers want to know a few things, or they need to be partnered with or match a few things in order for them to feel good about the purchase and continue to purchase. Of course, our product solves problems. So that's a given. We have that product. We need to reach them in a personal way. As I love Dr. Tracy brought up, she brought up the very first thing she brought up is the leadership now and compared to then and how people are thinking differently. But same thing with customers. Customers are now more astute to what is out there in the world. They know what is going to help their body. Everything's so easily accessible now in today's world that they can figure out what's best for their body. But really, when it comes down to it, after they understand that the product is going to solve a problem in their life, it's going to come down to lifestyle and budget. Are we in a situation where we can fit their lifestyle and their budget? And if we can do that, which we can and we already are, our products are world-class. They're worth every red cent at full price if a person wants to buy it, because it's that great, that sophisticated, and that proven. But when we match their lifestyle and their budget, they feel great about their purchase and they'll keep purchasing along the way as well. You'll start seeing us roll out a plan. Again, the sales team, the marketing team, everybody here at the home office is here to support you so that those customers continue to feel really great about their purchase and continue to purchase from you as well. Let me give you another thought or idea of innovation when it comes to the growth through customers. You work so hard for anybody that joins your business. You work tirelessly for them. You'll pick up their call at any time. You'll troubleshoot with them. You'll give them a sample. You'll call them. You'll follow up. You'll give them a magazine. You'll send them a video. You'll send them another video. You'll put them on the phone call. You'll invite them to an event like this. You literally do things that no other company, especially outside of our industry, would ever do. Just try the product one time. And then you continue on that type of customer service to keep them happy along the way and keep them purchasing from you. Easily reason why consultants are so valuable to us. We can never duplicate that type of personal touch. I guarantee Amazon is trying to figure out right now as we speak. Obviously, they figured out shipping, but as they're trying to figure out how can they have the personalized touch like each and every single one of you and our business has the personalized touch. And that is so key to us. And that's what makes us so unique. But because you work so hard for your customers and the people that you help, what if we can make sure that the customer also, in a way, works for you by helping them feel good about who they refer. And in doing so, they bring a new person into your organization, into your business, so that your customers are now growing more customers. Those are the type of people, the raving fans, that are best suited to share not only the greatness of our product, not only the greatness of our company, but more importantly, they're sharing more than anything else the greatness of you, the way you treated them, the way that you helped them open their eyes to what would an enhanced, robust immune system feel like, as Dr. Tracy brought up earlier today. Can you imagine the clear-headedness? Can you imagine the happiness, the confidence of an immune system? That is what's trendy today. We are Immunotech. Immunocal is what is trendy right now. And that's the part that's so exciting. And so those are the second way we want to grow. A third way we want to grow is through retention. Retention is extremely important because it's tied to that word residual. If you want to get paid monthly, like LeClaire does and Foster does, and so many people here for 20 years or more, that retention word is extremely important because it's the same thing as you can intertwine it or connect it to residual income. We want everybody here to be able to set their goals, work hard for their goals because there's no shortcuts, be able to have a sustainable, viable business because of everybody that's on our products are getting results from our products, seeing value for the products, They feel good about the service that they're getting, and they're continuing to purchase, and therefore you're continuing to benefit through that. That is who we are. We are that opportunity, that empowerment opportunity that allows you to earn for work that you've done last month, last year, 2 years ago, 20 years ago. It is the key in what keeps us going. The last thing that we want to grow on, that we want to focus is the most important thing we want to focus on, and that is leadership and personal professional development. This 2 days have been about that. That's exactly what this has been about. Personal and professional development. None of us are a finished product. I feel like I'm the luckiest person. I have a team of salespeople that have more experience than me. I have John Solider, who's reached out to me, Jim Spencer, who's reached out to me, Keith Hooper, who's reached out to me, Foster, who's spent time with me, Wally has spent time with me, and now I'm in trouble because I'm not naming everybody's name, but so many people that have lived more business than me, more life than me, more time here at Immunotech, of course, than me, that are willing to mentor not just me, but anybody else that comes into our business. That is priceless. That is the most valuable way we can ever pay anybody. For me, I'm on a personal journey of mentorship. I'm on a personal journey to make sure that I can have that spirit of excellence. I don't think I can ever be excellent 100% of the time, but we can all have a spirit of excellence. We can all have a spirit of wanting to work together harder for each other than ever before, because we're on a mission together to make sure that we can make a difference in this world, in this planet, and everything that we do. I love that we are now becoming that world that it's not, again, I said this already, but we're not only about body image or weight loss, which the other past companies, which I love dearly, everybody that I've met, I always felt like might have been a little bit of disconnection, because I felt like nobody had really loyalty to weight loss. That was the hardest thing for me to really wrap my mind around, because if I lose weight this time and gain it next time, and then the other company or this company in our industry or outside of our industry comes up with something better, then of course I'm going to go try that product, because I'm always trying to see how fast, not me necessarily, but the people in that population. And so it was always a very difficult thing to wrap my mind around, because there's not much loyalty to that specific type of result. There's all kinds of things, products, surgery, that are always out there that you're always competing with every single part of the year. So when I heard about Immunotech and I asked what the number one selling product is and what is the main benefit of that product or feature, it was very puzzling to me, but at the same time, it was finally refreshing to me to be a part of something that people do have loyalty to. This is the second time I've ran out of Immunical. And it is the worst feeling that I've ever felt, because I know that my body is not as great as it could be with the product. That is profound. And the reason why that is, everybody, just so you know, especially the ones that are here wanting and have been building a business, is that the hardest thing to do with supplements is make sure that it's used correctly and consistently. The product does it for itself. You do not feel even psychologically great about not taking the product. You have to take the product. You want to take a product, but more importantly, you're excited to take the product. And that's what's so powerful. I know that we were already over time, I think, when I started talking, and I wanted to make sure that I am as respectful as I can to everybody's schedule. I'm overly excited, but let me just skip over to a few call to actions. And I thought about this call to action because I did not want to try to get everybody to go recruit 3 people or sell XYZ. One, I haven't paid my dues. 2, that's not my style. I rather try to soak in what I heard today and share with you what I plan to do. And I hope I can invite you along the way to do the same with us, or with me at least, as we do this together. And that one is this, is make goals from what you heard today, make goals of something you want to achieve. Even email it to me, and I will respond back with you with what my goal is. If you want to, essay it at immunitech.com. But let me tell you a different shift of a mentor taught me of what goals are. He asked me, what is goals? Tell me what a goal is. And I had a bunch of questions, and he's like, you're not technically wrong. Yeah, that's right. Goals, you want to achieve this milestone, that milestone. He said, I want you to think of goals this way. From now on, goals is a responsibility. I said, that's interesting. He goes, it's not an option. It's a responsibility. He goes, the difference between everything you said, even though it's not wrong, is that it's option. If you don't do it, nobody has to do it. The difference between that is a responsibility is that if you don't do it, someone else will do it. If I don't take care of my wife, well, I know that's probably hard for me to think about. Someone else will. If I don't take care of my kids, CPA will take my kids away. If I don't do well in my job, they'll replace me and someone else will. So the difference between a goal and of it being an option, maybe the mindset shift as you make your goal from my mentor that taught me in the most powerful way he can ever do it, that I hope to be able to duplicate one day, is make that a responsibility and not an option. The second thing, and this is the last thing that he taught me that I want to at least want to share with you today, is that live within a small box. He loves golf. He loves golf because if this was a golf scoring sheet and you had all your little squares, if you know golf, you know what I'm talking about. You tally up. On this hole, you shot a 4. On this hole, you shot a 3. On this hole, you shot an 8. You're not very good. But you don't have anywhere in that small box. Again, this is not my material. This is what he taught me. So I didn't make this up. What I love, though, in that small box, you can't say dog barked, phone rang in my backswing, alligator bit my feet, shoes fell off, struck by lightning. You got to put an 8. You're not very good. And so he taught me to just live in a small box. You don't allow excuses. And now you have to be very mindful for this amount of space you have to allow for opportunity. And this is the best opportunity in this country, in Latin country, in European countries, and the global country, because we have a product that people will be loyal to. We have a product that can't be duplicated. We have a product that really will change your life, help you live better, stronger, longer, and it'll make you enjoy not just the inside of what that would bring, but just think about the mental confidence you have when you know you're strengthening this mysterious immune system that really can't be seen. I know Jimmy can prove me wrong and show what immune system, but to us non-scientific people, a heart, I can see the heart. The brain, I can see the brain. But it like the immune system, when you have a strong immune system, think about the confidence, the happiness that brings to your life. So we're on a mission today. I went way over time, but I'm going to blame John Solider on that because he went over time. So therefore, I'm over time. But it's been an absolute pleasure to be a part of this event. This has been the best event I've been a part of, John, truly.
Well, Sherif, first of all, we love what we do. And you love what we do already. The 30, 35 days, whatever it's been that you've been here, you see our passion, and more importantly, we see your passion. And one of the things I want to just comment on, folks, I know it's been a long day, and guys have been sitting and everything else, and life's going on, and you're getting texts and phone calls and emails and all that other good stuff. But understand something. I believe in very few people. I believe in this guy. Okay? And because from the get-go, he's done his homework. From his get-go, he got on the phone with John Molson. Okay? He got on the phone with Dr. Gutman. He said, I understand the product. He's been an athletic man his whole life. As he shared, he comes from an athletic pedigree with his dad. He came from a company that he and I have familiarity with. I helped to start it, and he was part of it at the end. And that particular company is very in the athletic world, still is. But at the end of the day, he gets you guys. And that was the most important thing in our conversations, that he gets, hey, most of us haven't gotten rich here. Okay. It's not about the money. Now, the money is important. This is business. At the end of the day, you got to make a profit, right? First thing Jim Rohn taught is, profits are better than wages. So you're in business for yourself for a reason. But if it were only money, Jim Spencer, Sandy Walper, Keith Hooper, Wally Kralik, Doug McNabb, Doug LeClaire, Foster Owusu, Suzette McKay, and I hope I'm not leaving anybody out who may or may not still be on the call. There's others, certainly, Ronald Plumadon, John Solider. If it was only about money, it would have been over a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're here because we believe in what we have seen this product do for humanity. You're all good people. You all have a heart. You have a heart for people. You have a heart for humanity. Dr. Gutman certainly does. John Molson certainly does. Okay. Dieter Beer certainly does. Okay. When he started this, Mauricio Domazane certainly does. Others certainly do. Okay. But you guys are distributors. You're the people that stuck it out. When I watch the Olympics, and you guys know me, I am a big sports guy, still think I'm an athlete at 60. Some people may have a difference of opinion, but at the end of the day, okay, I love sports, and I love all the metaphors that come from sports and all the life lessons that come from sports. So when I watch these, in some cases, not necessarily young athletes, because a lot of the Olympic athletes can now hang around longer because they can make a living from their sport. But when I watch them, at the end, normally the Olympics is the end. Okay. When I watched David Taylor win the Olympics this morning at 30, and I've watched David since he's 10, and maybe he's at the end, maybe he's not in his career, but he's certainly getting there. Or Jordan Burroughs, who was doing a telecast, who I've watched since he's been 8, wrestling in New Jersey, Olympic champion in 2012. And I watch these people, okay, in the sport I happen to love above all other sports, but I love all sports, but I love wrestling above all. But when I watch them, I realize, hey, the blood, sweat, and the tears they went through, so did you guys. Now, not every executive that we've ever hired has understood that. This guy does. This guy gets what you've gone through to build your business. Okay? And now we're going to take that 25 years of blood, sweat, tears, toil, and we're going to apply what Jim Rohn always talked about: seed, soil, sunshine, rain, miracle of life. And we're going to take it, and we're going to, as Winston Churchill said with the English language, we're going to take it and we're going to send all that information into battle. That's what these 2 days are about. That's what Sherif's about. That's what every speaker has been about. That's what you guys sitting at home, taking notes diligently, learning your craft. That's what you guys are about. So thank you for being here, number one. Thank you, Sherif, for picking up the ball for these next 25 years. As Keith and I are looking at each other in a retirement home, not knowing what we're arguing about, but we're probably arguing about something. Our wives will probably put us there together just for that reason. We'll be going, I wonder what Sherif's doing. I hope he's out doing a meeting and getting the next generation going, okay? But in all seriousness, thank you all. God bless you all. We appreciate you all. We love you all. We are here to help. It's the best we can do right now, still with all this craziness going on in the world. Wish I was out on the road. Wish I was in Toronto right now with my buddy Foster doing a meeting tonight. We can't do that, okay? Wish I was somewhere else in the world doing a meeting with wherever you are tonight. We can't do that. But we're going to continue to bring you great speakers, great information, great knowledge, so that you can build your legacy for your family with Immunotech Research. Sherif's going to be a major part of that. Thank you, my new friend Sherif. Thank you, all my old friends. And I'll turn the call to my other old friend, my upline, the grandfather of Immunotech Research, Mr. Keith Hooper, to close.
Wow, what a 2 days, huh? I hope everybody had gained as much as I did. It's interesting when you've been here at Immunotech for 25 years and you're still learning new things. That's what's so encouraging. Couple of notes. Jim Spencer's presentation from yesterday is up on xyztools.com if you want to get that. It's on where it says Zooms and more. You can grab that. There'll be other segments from there as well. Also, to get John and Foster's books and everything from Tracy, the links are there on XYZ Tools as well. But, you took a lot of information here. You took a lot of things. And we started today. What was the most important day in the history of Immunotech? The day you were told about it. What was the second most important day? Today. But guess what? Both of those days will are merely a shadow of what tomorrow will be. Okay, take the information that you have here, take the part of from your head to your heart that you know you have with Sherif, someone. It's already moved. Okay, I mean it didn't take long. It took a matter of a week or two, and this mission moved from his head to his heart already. Okay, you know, Immunical got it. You know, the Immunical got it, but it's got all of us. So our job is to share this, you know, in these interesting, challenging, whatever times you want to call it. Okay, we're not people's best hope. We may very well be their only hope. With that, thank you all for being here with us, and we look forward to it. These will be up on XYZ Tools in segments that you'll be able to take bite-sized pieces of and to be able to use them. Thank you all for being with us. Have an incredible day, everybody. Thank you very much.